The NFL on EA Sports. And if it's in the game, it's in the game. It's the Philadelphia Eagles and the Minnesota Vikings. Coming up next.
Now we find ourselves at the stadium that played host to Super Bowl 52, the wondrous U.S. Bank Stadium in Minneapolis. Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis on hand. Kickoff just moments away. Charles, quickly, keys to the game.
For me, it's coaching. Who prepared his team the best going into this one to give them the confidence to believe that they would win the game? That's who's going to come out of this one on top.
The kicker, Jake Elliott, ready to get this one started. And we are underway from downtown Minneapolis. And just shutting him off there. And he will make it to the 20-yard line and no further. So here's the Viking offense making their way out. Commanding the offense will be the highly touted USC product, Sam Darnold.
And the thing with Sam Darnold is we know the skill set is there. May not be the most mobile or strongest arm quarterback in the league, but usually plays with really good poise and at his best, like a point guard in basketball, able to move around and distribute the rock.
First play and a first pass coming for Darnold. He throws it on the move but can't connect as that falls incomplete.
Man coverage to start the game, and I expect we'll see a good amount of that. They trust their secondary to hold down the fort and let their pass rushers get home. And that's a good job right on play one.
A play fake, and it's Darnold. Flush to his right. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A very nice pickup of 33 yards.
Defensive talk 101. Don't let the quarterback out of the pocket, because when that happens, yeah, you may shrink the field with your defense, but it's so easy to lose someone on the backside. And he finds him and picks up a big gain.
So from Philadelphia territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 47. That's down the field for Jefferson. And this is taken in at the 5. And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. Justin Jefferson, 47 yards. And the Vikings march right down the field in 3 plays to claim the early advantage. In 3 plays. And it was all capped off by Justin Jefferson's touchdown reception. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And they finally get to him out near midfield, but he's all the way across the 45 to the 46. Philly's offense getting ready, and Jalen Hurts ready to lead them. The second-round pick who started his career at Alabama, then finished with an electric senior season at Oklahoma.
And I'll bet he's talking to his guys about resisting the temptation to try and turn this into an up-and-down game, almost like basketball, where both teams press, and one team gets an advantage, our team's trying to run with them, and they're just not equipped for it. Doesn't matter whether you're equipped or not, just settle in. Get calm before you go for the big strikes.
Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 46. Hurts sets up to throw it. He'll get 5 out of the scramble. It's 2nd down.
And that's an early scramble that can be viewed positively by either side. From the offensive point of view, it begins to establish him as a possibility to keep it on certain plays. And defensively, they avoided giving up a huge play with one of their first tests in containing a quarterback on the run.
From the 48-yard line, here's 2nd down and 5. They run with a dangerous Saquon Barkley. And he'll be brought down, it looks like right at the 40. That one, a first down pickup of 8.
That's a good, nice, crisp run for a first down. I wonder if the defense might have been loosened up a little bit, maybe anticipating a pass instead of the run that they got.
So a solid run by Saquon Barkley, and another 1st and 10 here. And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
It's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
So the first down run lost a couple. Now they come up 2nd and 12. They'll go to Barkley again. And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
They'll need to get it to the 30 for a first. This is 3rd down. From the gun, it's Hurts. And he'll be taken down well before the first at about the 36-yard line. He'll wind up getting 4 yards there on his own, but it also brings up 4th down.
Like any team playing, they're looking for touchdowns to try and help their cause. But in this case, he does get them a little closer at least. If they think a field goal turns out to be the better call here.
So Hurts is off, and on comes Jake Elliott for the Eagle field goal. From the right hash, this from 53. That's leaking to the right, and he missed it by a foot or 2. It's no good, and this will stay at a 7-point game.
Offense.
The offense knew it. They were already starting to walk back as that one is accepted. The delay of game backs him up 5, 1st and 15. Here's Darnold. Rolling to his right. And he's got this to Jefferson. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. The production sensational here early on. That last catch going to put him up over 100 yards receiving already in this first half of play. Clock rolling as we hit the midway point of this first quarter. Play action. It's Darnold. And this one right back into the hands of Jefferson. And he's going to get this inside the 30. 12 more yards for him there. It's a first down.
Someone sharp in this game. I mean, a touchdown pass on the first drive. He comes right back, and he's flinging it around really well here.
Really nice throw there to pick up the first down. You kind of just feel a laser focus and confidence about him. And I think we saw that this week, didn't we? Talking to him and the coaches, they felt good about his performance coming up.
Yeah, I was really impressed with that last practice we saw when they went through 2-minute drill, when they went through all the different situations. Ball hardly hit the ground, and I thought, yeah, he might be locked in for this one.
Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. This one brought in by Jefferson. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Justin Jefferson with his 2nd touchdown of this opening quarter. And the Vikings have taken a 13-0 first quarter lead. No going for 2. They'll kick the point after. And it's good, and they have jumped out here to a quick 14-0 first quarter lead. Scoring summary, 3-play drive. And it was all capped off by Justin Jefferson's touchdown reception.
Will Whiter to kick off for the Vikings.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape, up past the 30. So back onto the field, here come the Eagles for their second drive. They find themselves in a good-size hole here, and a good-size hole early on in this game as they come up on first down. They'll start out on the ground. It's Saquon Barkley. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down.
When we talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot. He had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
Hurts. Open man, that's Devontae Smith.
And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled.
Hurts finding Smith for the Philly first.
You can almost hear the sigh of relief coming from their sideline and from their point on the field because this has been a tough start for them thus far. A much-needed first down there. They needed something good to happen. Plays like that will continue to help them dig out of this hole.
Throwing from the gun, it's Hurts.
Got a man, it's Brown. And this will be good for a pickup of 9 to the 46.
I'll give him credit there. Nice job on the drag route. Bring the receiver across the field, hope he can catch it in stride and turn it up. He was able to do just that, although he's just a little bit short of the first down.
Just need a yard here. 2nd and 1. Here's Hurts to throw.
A nifty bit of scrambling there. 12 yards, first down.
Facing 2nd and short, that gives you a chance to go for a bigger play through the air. But I think he said to himself, why not just handle this one? Got all the yards he needed and then some, and made that snap a huge success.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Throwing is Hurts. Being chased out left. A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31.
Brandon, once that one broke down, there were only so many options left for him to take. Fortunately, only 1st down, so he smartly got the yardage he could get and didn't worry about trying to turn it into a bigger play and end up taking a bigger loss. Here, they hope they can regroup and get something different going here on 2nd down.
Snap will come from the 31 on 2nd and 7. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Under pressure, and he will go down. Sacked back at the 38. Jonathan Greenard running in to pick up the sack. Well, you're already up a couple of scores here in the first half defensively, and Charles, they just seem to be playing really free on that side of the football.
I love the observation because with that type of a lead, they feel like they can take a few more chances and be even more aggressive, and it's been paying off for them so far this game.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And they'll get this one down to about the 20-yard line. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Start of the 2nd quarter, and it's the Eagles in possession as they've got it with a 1st and 10. Barkley inside handoff. And he's only going to get a yard from the 20 to the 19.
Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
Now 2nd and 9.
Again, it's Barkley. And just a couple yards there down to the 17.
Here's 3rd and 7.
He'll drop to throw. Eluding the pressure right. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5.
Hurts dangerous when he runs that football. He's got a 1st.
Brandon, that's a gamer move right there. Facing 3rd down, steps up, calls his own number, and nearly makes the house call. If I'm the coach, I let him take another one right here. Give him a chance to be the first one to hit the end zone after that effort he just gave him.
1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. He throws there, incomplete.
The good signal callers would never go back in the huddle and play the blame game because they need those guys to protect him. But on that last one, his offensive line, they lost their leverage very quickly, and that's why they were able to get to him and hit him as he tried to throw the football and force an incompletion.
The line of scrimmage once again the 5 as they get ready for 2nd and goal.
They'll give it to Barkley off the option play.
And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. Give him right around 4 on the carry. We'll see if they want to keep pounding here on 3rd and goal. This is kind of one of those in-between plays here, Charles, on 3rd and goal from the 2 or the 3 in that area. What do you dial up?
Something quick hitting. You don't have the time for something that develops slowly. It's got to be right at them if you're going to run the football. And if you're going to throw it, something quick, get it out of your hands in a hurry.
They'll look to throw on 3rd and goal. Steps away to it. And he'll take it into the end zone for an Eagles touchdown.
Jalen Hurts taking it in from 2 yards out. And the Eagles are back within a score.
Hey, you're down on the scoreboard, but now your offense is in close, and this is where, as a quarterback, you say, I've got to make a play here. Doesn't matter whether it's a pinpoint throw or a scramble like this one. He takes matters into his own hands and delivers a touchdown run.
On for the extra point, Jake Elliott. And that one makes it 14-7. So that one a 13-play drive in total. And it's culminated by a 2-yard touchdown run. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. Oh, some strong running.
And he had no room to run as he's tackled down inside the 20. Justin Jefferson and the rest of this offense, they've got their helmets back on, and they're ready for this next series.
Making his presence felt early in this one. First half, already over the century mark.
How about the yards per completion, too? That's a pretty darn good number there. Number of catches, but he's shredding defense, is getting big yardage with each and every one of them.
Now problems right out of the gate. We're going to get a delay.
Delay of game, offense.
That flag accepted, and it backs the offense up a little bit.
So a little bit of a stiffer challenge now. 1st and 15 following the delay of game. Back to throw, Darnold. They'll roll him out right.
To the right side and complete to Jefferson.
Hook up of 15 yards there. And they'll be left with a 2nd and about a foot. Here's Darnold. Flushed out right. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down.
Josh Sweat rushing in and bringing him down to the ground.
Well, that's what they have to do more of defensively. Not just getting sacks, but they have to keep getting in his face. Not let him get his feet set and deliver. He's been carving them up previously.
Yeah, already has a couple of touchdown passes. About time they put a few grass stains on that jersey. He'll buy some time right.
That is caught. And he will have it. Get the 3rd down conversion. Well, they have not been shy about looking his way in this first half. That's already 7 catches for him now, and we've yet to hit halftime.
Now the Vikings will use the 2nd of their timeouts.
So as they talk it over, we step aside.
Delay of game, offense.
So they accept the penalty, of course, and push the offense backwards a bit.
Still first down.
I appreciate my dog.
Now they need 15 yards on this series after the delay of game. 1st and 15. Darnold now to throw. Sliding out of the pocket. And they're going to have this. So from Philadelphia territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 43.
Delay of game, offense.
You're welcome, my guy.
And they'll accept that penalty.
Still first down.
The delay of game backs him up 5, 1st and 15. Off of play action, Darnold escaping the pressure right. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
I like the thought process there. They connected on a big play, and sometimes you find the defense vulnerable. So they went for the bigger shot, went for it all on that one. This time, they were ready for it.
And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. A nice job there on the escape and scramble. A first down, a 16-yard gain.
This is where the NFL is headed year by year.
E101.
Where just about everyone has someone under center who can get you with their legs as well as their arm. And we've certainly had a nice display of that from both QBs in this game. And that continued with that first down run.
We've hit the 2-minute mark of the second quarter. 14-7. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. To throw.
What's your username?
Eagle pressure, too much this time. Down he goes. Sacked by Brandon Graham. He's been doing that since he entered the league in 2010.
Well, many times when you talk about mobile quarterbacks, you get the sense that they feel like they can get out of any bad situation. They keep moving around,
in MLB
trying to
the show.
guys like the scrambler or the dodger. Instead, they keep losing yardage and digging themselves a hole that they can't get out of.
That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now 2nd down and 22 yards to go. Flush to his right. Oh, going for Jefferson downfield. And, that will get a wide up incomplete. Nearly an interception in the end zone. Probably should have been. 3rd down coming up. Now it's Darnold. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
That could have been a huge play, but give the defender credit. Stayed calm, stayed collected, and kept himself in a position to make a play on the ball.
You got MLB the show. I don't play MLB. I got 2K.
Britton Covey deep for Philadelphia. And here's a very low line drive, almost whiffed on it. Just a 25-yard punt, not what he was hoping for by any stretch. And the Eagles will have it, taking over 1st and 10. The Eagles offense back out onto the field. And Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now.
I have it, but I can't do it online.
This is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then
You on PlayStation?
just a little more animated.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. Out route, and it's complete to Brown. And he'll get... past the 25 before he's out of bounds. It'll be a gain of 10 to start the drive out, and by a few inches, that'll be a first down.
I tell you what, when you're down on the scoreboard, you've got to look to your stars, and that's what they do here to start the drive. I wouldn't be surprised if they looked his way a few more times in short order. That one, well designed, and it's a quick first down.
It'll be a pickup of 5 on the keeper. It's second down.
What about Madden do you play?
That's caught by the big tight end, Dallas Goedert. The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. They'll look to throw here on first down. This is caught. It's Brown. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. Now the Eagles will use the second of their timeouts as the clock stops here with 46 seconds remaining in the first half. From the 32 now, here's first and 10. Hurts sets up to throw it. And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's second down.
Kanye, I have it, but I can't go online because my PlayStation doesn't have PlayStation Plus.
Play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
And he'll go down at the 26, following a gain of 6.
Well, this has certainly turned into a showcase game for what he can do on the ground because they're just continuing to give him chances to run it, and he's earning every additional carry by putting up positive yardage on each run.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have an Eagles.
Do you play on PlayStation?
Doesn't appear to be by much. He needed 4, and he got 4 on third down.
Yeah.
Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. And with just 1 second remaining in the first half, they'll call the timeout. So with 1 second left in the half, on is the field goal unit. From the right hash here. The kick by Elliott is good. And that will do it for this first half. So we've reached halftime here in a 4-point game. As we'll head an abbreviated halftime show as we get rolling to quarter 3. And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon, getting set for quarter number 3 here. It's the Eagles ready to see the football first, and they trail here as we resume action in this third quarter. Well, certainly not what they wanted out of the locker room here as they'll start defensively at the 40-yard line. Well, you don't see that often. He just mishit it, and it goes out of bounds.
Well, I know sitting up here, and I'm looking at you, and you're looking at me, and I know we're both thinking the same thing. Isn't it easy enough to keep it between the sidelines? Because unless you're intentionally doing it for some reason, well, that's a costly mishit, and now you put your team in a bad spot.
They'll look to throw now on first down. Complete. Smith has it. So the completion good for 6 yards, and that will bring up second down. Now Hurts going to keep it running left. And he'll get it down to the 47 here. He has enough for the first down on the keeper, a gain of 6.
Well, he is certainly dangerous when he spots a lane, and he keeps it himself there and worked out well.
And how about the moving parts on a play like this? You know you have to practice it over and over because it's almost like a ballet that has to be choreographed. But how about once he made the decision to go, he committed to it and went. Let's face it, most teams are going to defend the running back much more than the quarterback on that type of a play.
A first down carry for Barkley. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
I have to think a major focus of the halftime meetings had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally. They've got to focus on staying on their double teams at the first level, make sure that block's secure before they slide off and try and chip someone at the second level.
They run the option on 2nd down. Only a yard there on the keeper, and that's going to leave him with a 3rd down.
Anytime you decide to use your quarterback as a runner, most of the time when you design a play, you're expected to break a little bit bigger than this one because
Could you send me one?
your risk reward and him taking hits, I'm not sure that's the payoff they were looking for.
From the gun, it's Hurts. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And the Vikings pick up the football. And they'll set up shop in enemy territory at the 45-yard line. He tried to buy some time to the right. So, Charles, when a guy gets out of the pocket, what's the focus of the quarterback?
Most of them keep their eyes downfield. They want to try and make a play throwing the ball. Some of them, they want to tuck it and go. But when they scramble, in this case, as you said, to the right, you're cutting the field in half. So good defenses kind of converge in that spot, and they don't give you much territory to throw.
I'll be back later.
Where to go with it, ends up getting the ball stripped.
Play clock down to 0, and this is not the way to start a drive.
Delay of game, offense.
And that flag accepted.
Still first down.
I send to you when the streams ends, bro.
So a little bit of a stiffer challenge now. 1st and 15 following the delay of game. They'll fake the handoff. Now Darnold eluding the pressure right. And an off-balance throw there, and it's going to wind up incomplete.
I know he was trying to get the completion downfield, but the way this game has gone, with a few of the runs he's made along the way, he should have kept the ball and taken it with his feet downfield. That's the big play that shreds a defense. Instead, he thought to himself, I'm a quarterback, I've got to throw it. He bailed out the defense with that incompletion.
Oh, now he'll try and chuck it deep left side. And that's incomplete.
But based on the play we just saw there, he might not be the guy you want to challenge in coverage on these all-important snaps. He certainly looks dialed in right now.
From the 50, it's Darnold. He's got it with the 15. And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. Justin Jefferson, 50 yards. And the Vikings are able to capitalize on the forced fumble by turning it into 6 points. Timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter. Point after, right down the middle. And that makes it a 21-10 game. So they only needed 3 plays on that drive. And it was all capped off by Justin Jefferson's touchdown reception. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30. Here's the Philadelphia offensive unit now as they head out to take over possession. Right now they're on the wrong end of the scoreboard, and that won't change if this drive ends like the last one when they had that loss.
Okay, I'm bang.
Taking care of the football certainly paramount right now.
Yeah, and it's not just the guy who dropped it on the last drive, is it? That means everyone who might touch the ball is getting the same message. Guys, ball security, paramount. Let's take care of it, and if we do, we've got a chance to put points on the board.
Okay.
Hurts. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Sacked by Andrew Van Ginkel. Coming up now on a 2nd and 15 following that sack. They'll set up to throw. They'll set up the screen to Barkley. And he maybe makes it back to the line of scrimmage. That's it. Nothing on the screen that time. Now it's 3rd down. So nothing there on the screen that time.
That means all that great acting they tried on offense went for naught, didn't it?
This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out. Looking to repeat that in Charles' defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
Dancing to his left. Open man, he's got Jefferson across the formation. So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. A play fake, and it's Darnold forced out to his left. There's Addison. Touchdown, Vikings. An 18-yard touchdown grab. And the Vikings are able to stretch out their lead. Well, partner, he has carried them in this ball game throwing the football. All 4 touchdowns through the air, and that's really helped them get this nice lead.
And I know it's a team game, but right now, he is truly the focal point. Every touchdown his team has so far has been the result of his arm. How about him throwing it downfield, creating big plays? I don't know how you slow him down unless you can make him uncomfortable in the pocket.
Extra point splits the upright. It's up to 18 now. The drive there only spanning 3 plays. And Jordan Addison capped it off with a touchdown catch. Minnesota's kick team ready, and the Vikings boom it away. Yeah, they'll be set up pretty nicely here as they have it up to the 35-yard line. The Eagles offense now, they head back on the field. And they have had their problems moving the ball through the air as we take you through some of the Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
2nd and 9. A give to Barkley out of the gun. And some nifty running here as he'll take this across midfield and down to the 47. 17 yards and a 1st down for Philly.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected. That may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. He really hasn't been able to get on track running the football, averaging less than 4 yards a carry.
Yeah, I think that they're going to enjoy the film session because all the defenders are filling their proper gaps on just about every play. And you know what they always say for a defensive coach? When I click off this film, I better see 11 jerseys in the picture going after the ball carrier.
Here's Hurts to throw. And he fumbled it. It's on the ground. Oh, one of the linebackers has got it. And they take possession of the football and have it at the 36-yard line. Well, if these guys wanted to get back in this game, they needed an almost perfect second half. And down 3 scores, a lost fumble here certainly doesn't fit into that plan.
That reminds me of my plan in college to get an A on the papers I turned in, but that didn't work out too well either. Too many mistakes by both of us. I mean, that's just pure and simple. And that's why that's exactly where they are in this ball game. They're going to need a huge turnaround if they want to try and win this one.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown.
And confidence is powerful, isn't it? When you've scored once, you feel like you can go back out there and get it done again. Doesn't matter what the defense throws at them. They feel like they're in a groove right now, and they want to get out there and show it.
Yeah, hoping to stay in that groove here this goal. Oh, he fakes a spike. Flushed out right. All right, rifles one, and it's going to be intercepted. And the Eagles will take over possession here up at the 44. Well, still down quite a bit here, several scores, but yeah, at least that's a start, Charles, getting the interception here. And look, we're still in the 3rd quarter, so this thing not done yet.
You're right about that, Brandon. This defense, they haven't quit on this game. They stayed with it and got an interception and handed the ball back to their offense. And what you wonder about is a team that just threw that interception, they've got to be careful about developing a sense of complacency and thinking this game is over.
Another timeout called by the Vikings now. And that's going to leave them with just one timeout remaining still in the 3rd quarter. We'll see if that comes back to haunt them. We'll be back. Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. They'll start in excellent field position following the INT. Out of the shotgun, they run with Barkley.
Offside. Defense.
And that one was relatively easy to see. I noticed that from up here.
Yeah, it doesn't take a whole lot, does it? Sometimes you get multiples. What I always love on these offsides is when each side points at the other. Hey, you did it. No, you did it. They deciphered that one correctly.
So this helps to start a drive. After the penalty, it'll be 1st and 5. Throwing from the gun, it's Hurts. It's caught. Smith. They get 5 out of that one, and it moves the chains.
A 5-yard gain on the play. First down, Philadelphia.
Throwing is Hurts. That one complete down the field to Smith. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia. To DeVonta Smith, 46 yards. And the Eagles take the interception on defense and convert it into 6 points. And on that one, able to catch it, also able to have the wherewithal to take it in for the score.
And how about the phases of a successful catch and a completion of a play? Look the ball in, secure the catch, and then, of course, the run after the catch that ends up in the end zone.
Elliott on for the extra point. And that one makes this an 11-point deficit now. The long touchdown pass gets them 6 on a very, very tidy 2-play drive that time. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. The Vikings offense and Sam Darnold headed back out there. And this defense has got to be at its wits' end, trying to come up with ways to keep him contained. He's had so many opportunities to tuck it and go, and he's turned a number of those opportunities into big plays. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
Well, he's proven real effective running the football. No one open, don't force it. Just get what you can, and that's what he's done very well in this game.
From the 31, here's 2nd down and 2. Faking the give. Darnold escaping the pressure right. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. 8 yards that time. Able to do it for this third quarter of action. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. And we return, welcoming you back to Minneapolis. It's the Vikings in possession of the football and the lead. They'll be looking to add to that total as we begin quarter number 4. Back to throw, Darnold. Flush to his right. He'll get just a yard on the scramble. It's 2nd down.
His running ability has been an extra dimension of their game plan thus far. For once, though, he doesn't create any magic against the front that's prepared for him to try and take off.
And we're at the 41, 2nd and 9. And they'll try the air now with Darnold rolling to his right. And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. He'll end up getting 5 out of that, but now they're looking at 3rd down.
Kudos for the defense from me on that one, because they were prepared the whole way for him to try to escape and hit them for more yardage running it. I like the way they stayed zeroed in on him and kept him contained when he pulled the ball down. I think he was fortunate to get what he did on that run.
They'll roll him out right. And now the ball's out. Fumble near midfield. And it's picked up by the Eagles.
Partner, that one looked like it was over. I mean, they had control, had the football, and the defense had to make a play in order to keep them in the game. That's exactly what they did.
And now that door ajar, 2-score game, so hold on here. Not done in the 4th. The Eagles offense now gets set to head back onto the field. They trail by 2 scores in the 4th, and their defense did its job getting the fumble recovery. Now time to see what this offense has left in the tank. They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10 on their side of midfield at the 47. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Over the middle, complete. That's Smith. And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done. 28 yards the gain there on the catch and run. You cannot write these guys off just yet, not with a quarterback like that under center.
You mean it actually crossed your mind with him running the team that you could actually maybe write this game off?
Not yet.
Not a chance. Not with him. We've seen it too many times.
A handoff to Barkley on the option. And he'll get it down inside the 20 to the 18-yard line. 43 yards rushing for him now in the ball game.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the fourth quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down fourth quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently. Hurts with a little pop pass on the jet sweep. And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1. A nice play design there with a touch pass. Looked good at the start, but bottom line, the defense was ready.
And they did a nice job scouting, didn't they? Not just scouting, but now executing once they saw the play for real after having worked on it all week in practice. They drilled on the play, then they drilled him.
And this offense on 3rd down today, they've hit 4 of 7. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. To the right side and intercepted. And the Vikings are going to get the ball back on the turnover as they hold on 4th down. Well, I guess an interception at this point on 4th down is just as bad as an incomplete pass. Either way, the ball goes over the other side.
Yeah, it's a tough spot to be in this late in the game, and there's not a whole lot he could do there. And he winds up giving the ball away.
There's a glimpse of Justin Jefferson, the wide receiver, as he and the Minnesota Vikings return back here. This defense, they wouldn't mind not seeing him again for a while. 3 trips to the end zone. How about that?
I think right now they would happily go to their general manager and say, is there any way you could get a trade for him? Bring him over to our team so we don't have to cover him any.
And oh, that is going to be a safety. And that was a little tough to watch. You kept thinking he might be able to get away. Then you watched him just keep going further and further backward.
Just fall down. Just fall down at some point. Instead of getting driven back into your own end zone, that play's definitely not salvageable. You end up costing your team points.
After the safety, remember, they also need to give up the football, and here's the free kick.
What happened?
Free kick out of bounds. Kicking team.
So they'll go ahead and accept the penalty. So good starting field position for him here as they come up 1st and 10 at the 40. They'll set up a throw. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
I know at times people think we use it too often, but you've got to be able to throw guys open. And when you read zone, you've got to stick it in there before your receiver gets to the next guy in the zone.
Let's go Vikings.
And that's precisely what allowed that defense to disrupt the pass. Now a 2nd and 10. Back to throw here. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he'll be out of bounds up near the 45 at the 44. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down. Short play like that in this situation this late, that's a win for the defense.
No doubt. I remember something Coach Madden used to talk about all the time. Sometimes you can't just take what the defense gives you. You have to take what you need. And in this case, the offense is taking what the defense is giving them, not what they need.
Able to find the open man. That's complete.
Ryan, do you have MLB The Show?
1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. There goes a deep ball, end zone. And that's going to be caught for an Eagles touchdown. Jahan Dotson, 47 yards. And the Eagles have made it a one-score game again here in the fourth.
No, we're not cheering. No, we're not rooting. But I am excited about this, and I know you are too. We got a ball game again after that big-time strike.
Big-time strike.
Yeah, Brosky, only 2K.
Don't go anywhere yet. This thing's not done. Elliott now to add the extra point. And the lead is down to 2. So that drive, 4 plays. And it was Jahan.
Okay, got you on PlayStation.
Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And he'll get it up across the 20 to the 21-yard line. For the Vikings offense, and Justin Jefferson set to take over once more. And he's looking to finish strong. He has been the star of the show, as they have just had absolutely no answers for him defensively. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Now, Charles, of course, you got to remember, last possession they fumbled. It led to a touchdown. One-score game here. Got to be careful.
And this is where coaching and training really comes into play, doesn't it? What does everyone say after an error? Next play, move on, next drive. That mantra has to come to the front. They've got to take care of business right here and act like the last series just didn't happen.
He broke that line of scrimmage and didn't let it fly, and that's an automatic flag.
Yeah, and you don't just lose the 5 yards there, but you lose a down as well. So he obviously needs to have better awareness about what he's going to do. Either tuck it and go or throw it to a target and get that pass away.
So the illegal forward pass also costs him a down, and now it's 2nd and long. Able to get away, eluding the pressure.
I want my user to add me.
He's unable to hold on to that defensively. A potential game changer, but it falls incomplete.
That incompletion certainly makes this upcoming 3rd down a little bit more crucial. They need to find the right play to convert here and maybe start to tamp down a little bit of the momentum the other side is starting to gain.
Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is 3rd and long.
What is?
Delay of game, offense.
And they're not going to get this one off in time. It'll be a delay.
Waki Volcano 04.
Every penalty so critical at this stage of the game, as now they've got it 3rd and long. Here's Darnold. He'll buy some time right. And that's not nearly going to be enough. Stopped at the 22, and he needed plenty more.
The 22-yard line. A 10-yard gain, but it's 4th down.
Two minutes remain, and that's our score differential as well. 2 points here in the 4th quarter.
Travis Diamond, 23.
In possession of the football as we get you reset. They're looking at a 4th down now as they try to hold on to this lead for dear life. And here's Ryan Wright now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. Only 29 yards on the punt there. Definitely not his best. And it will be Eagles football, 1st and 10. Hurts and the Eagles now down by 2. A minute 54 on the clock. How will this thing pan out? We'll watch as they come up on 1st down. back to throw. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40.
These are running back numbers that he's accumulating right now. Received double-digit carries and has rewarded them by breaking the century mark in rushing, in addition to what he's done through the air. Definitely MVP caliber football we're witnessing.
And he'll follow his blockers there all the way down to the 23-yard line. They'll look to throw. And that is knocked away in the middle of the field and incomplete.
Whew, that's certainly not the worst thing. It stops the clock.
Is it just Travis Diamond?
And lets us exhale a little bit. Now I expect them to call a couple plays in the huddle, so they're ready if a tackle happens inbounds.
And he's going to lose yardage and be backed up to the 25. The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 1:06 left to go in the game.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through, but that's exactly what happened. A loss.
And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Saquon Barkley, 25 yards. And the Eagles have moved out in front here in the fourth quarter. Charles, what a big drive late in the fourth quarter to take this lead.
And normally you're really excited if your offense has the ball late in the game. But I think this crew is really excited to have their defense go back out there because they haven't surrendered a point in the fourth quarter yet. They've helped make this comeback possible with their defensive play. Now they get a chance to finish this game off.
Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. So now it's the Vikings' turn, trailing by 5, 57 seconds to go. They've surrendered a double-digit lead, but can rescue themselves late as they come up on first down. Flushed out right. He's going to let it fly. And oh, that one nearly intercepted. That would have sealed it. Instead, it'll be second down. Darnold sliding out of the pocket. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. The flag comes in. It's incomplete. And I'm not sure he was still behind the line when he let that one go. Yeah, we kind of sensed that one. He got a little too far forward before throwing, and that one will set them back.
And remember, the NFL level, being aware of where the line of scrimmage is crucial. And here's the other part. Any part of the quarterback's body that's near that line of scrimmage, he's going to get the benefit of the doubt. So he was clearly over the line. Nice solid game there, partner, but the clock is starting to become his enemy.
Absolutely. Every second right now.
All I see is Travis Diamond.
The decision made for them. They've got to go. It's fourth down. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. They had to go for it with such little time remaining.
Travis Diamond, 23.
The Eagles in the victory formation as they take a knee. Well, somebody lit a fire under that offense during the break, Charles. Remember, they trailed at intermission. They come out, they have...
It's the National Football League on EA Sports, and we'll play host to a battle between conferences. It's the Minnesota Vikings
I sent you
and
one.
the Cincinnati Bengals. Next on Madden NFL 25.
This is the NFL on EA Sports, and this is Paycor Stadium in downtown Cincinnati, Ohio. Thanks for having us in. Mike Tirico with Greg Olson, partner. A couple of teams that feel like they have all the pieces. Just came up short last year. They were so excited to get 2024 going and try to make another run to get into the postseason.
Yeah, and both these teams absolutely fall into that category. And just last year,
you.
going into the season, Mike, not only did they have playoff expectations, but in a lot of ways they had Super Bowl aspirations. They believe that if things fall their way, they catch a break, they continue to stay healthy, the roster they have put together is a playoff roster, if not a Super Bowl roster.
Here's Evan McPherson. And off we go here in
He's your avatar, a bald guy with a red mark on his face.
Good return, but he pays the price at the end. Picked up and thrown down. Here's the Minnesota offense taking the field for the first time. They're led out by the number 3 overall pick back in the 2018 draft. Out of USC, it's Sam Darnold.
And after studying this quarterback, Mike, I really like the way he carries himself. He really takes accountability. Every time there's something that goes wrong, he puts it on his shoulders. And every time there's success, he's always the first one to give it to everybody else. That's the kind of leadership role you're looking for out of this position. And I think this guy's a great example of it.
Throwing to open it up is Darnold. That's a nice pickup on a first down throw. It's a gain of 8.
That's good of war. Oh, okay.
They'll come to the line now on 2nd and 2. They'll put Addison in motion. Here comes the jet sweep. And he'll get the first down there, a pickup of about 5 yards.
This is just another creative wrinkle that they can add to their offense to help move the chains. They don't do a ton of sweeps throughout the course of the game, but they do just enough here and there to keep the defense guessing.
So they come to the line for first down and 10. Working out of the gun, it's Darnold. That's to the left side, taken in by Jefferson. 2nd and a yard. Operating from the gun, it's Darnold. That's caught left side by Hawkinson. And he'll be taken down. The gain is 6, and it's a new set of downs. He picked up the first down.
Well, we'll give a little credit here defensively. Even though they allowed the first down, we've seen defenses really struggle bringing this big tight end to the ground, and they didn't allow him to pick up a bunch of yards after contact, but he was able to get just enough to pick up the first down.
In motion, it's Jefferson. Play fake to Jones, now Darnold. Got his receiver on the in-cut. He's got it. And they are in great shape. He's taken down inside the 10.
Well, they've come out swinging here on this opening drive through the air, and that's exactly what they wanted to do. Generate some early chunk plays and try to get some points.
So the big play changes the complexion of things It's first and goal now from just inside the 10-yard line. They'll run it here with Jones. Down to the goal line. No signal. Is he in? They'll say it did not break the play, but a real solid gain on first and goal. Second and goal. Again, it'll be Jones. A dive, and he's in. Aaron Jones. Touchdown, Minnesota. Exactly the way they scripted this one. A beautiful opening drive, Greg. Able to find the end zone on the game's first possession.
And, Mike, the word that comes to mind looking at that drive is execution, and that's exactly what they talked about all week long. They wanted to come out early in this game and establish an early rhythm, and that's exactly what they did with that touchdown drive.
On now for the extra point, here's Will Reichert. He gets it to go, and the Vikings will take a 7-0 lead. Reichert out now, following the touchdown, as he kicks this one away. He'll start at the 2. And he'll bring it out to the 22-yard line. That's where the offense will take the field. The Cincinnati offense set to take over for the first time. And they're led by the #1 overall pick in 2021, national champion at LSU, it's Joe Burrow.
There's just certain guys, Mike, when they take the field and they step into the huddle, the other 10 players, they just take a little bit of a deeper breath. They're like, man, I'm glad this guy is on our side, and he's certainly one of them. He just brings an element of confidence to everybody else around him, not only in the huddle. Sideline, on the defense, the coaching staff, everyone is better as the result of him being your quarterback.
He'll get rid of it and complete it. Still on the move. And he will dive into the end zone. 78 yards. Touchdown, Cincinnati. What a luxury to have in an offense, a tight end who can take it down the field like that and take it the distance. Shades of Greg Olsen back in the day.
Well, I appreciate that, Mike, but I think it's clear by now that we all know what's the most impactful position on offense. It's the tight end. And when you have a guy like this who can not only make those difficult catches underneath, but who can get down the field for these big plays, man, you got yourselves a weapon.
McPherson, good on the extra point. Each team one possession, each team a score. 7-7 as they kick it off.
Free kick out of bounds. Kicking team. Automatic first down.
Here's first and 10.
Here we go, set. Reset. Reset.
Now Darnold. Here comes the screen to Jones. And they'll get about 4 here as he is taken down.
What an advantage it brings a defense when you have cornerbacks that are such willing tacklers. It just brings an extra element to the ability to defend the entire field. And this is a great example here why.
Here's second and 6. Off the play fake. Here's Darnold. And they get to him and finally bring him down. It will go down as a sack.
5 yards. 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 5
And this is the predicament that a lot of defenders find themselves in, Mike, when the quarterback decides to scramble. They've got two options. Stay in coverage and don't give up the big play over your head, but then it opens up a lot of rush lanes for the quarterback and his legs. But now, in this case, he decides to gamble a little bit. He rolls the dice that he can get to the quarterback and abandon his coverage responsibilities.
And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes.
I'll tell you what, if the offensive lineman had the same level of fight and effort that the quarterback did, they wouldn't be in this situation. It's a shame because that individual effort went a long way towards extending that play, and it still ended up resulting in a sack.
So on fourth down, out comes Ryan Wright to punt for Minnesota. This fielded in the end zone. The Bengals offense ready for their second. They go play action for Burrow. He'll air one out for Higgins. He's got it! And he is out of bounds on the other side of midfield. A big connection with Burrow and Higgins. 38 yards.
Mike, what we're seeing play out across the NFL is that if offensively it requires you to go the length of the field in a long, methodical drive, your chances of coming away with points continue to go down the more you snap the ball. You have to be able to generate shot plays, pick up big, explosive chunks, because when you do, your ability to score points typically tends to follow.
Now the Bengals are going to call the first of their timeouts.
Here we go.
They'll come up here, 1st and 10. Now whistles, play clock at 0, and that'll cost them
Delay of game.
5.
Offense. Still first down.
One, ready?
Working out of the gun, Burrow. Laying out, and he made the catch. What a play. A first catch there for Chase. And he's got a first down to go with it.
Here we go.
From the shotgun, it's Burrow. He's going to run it. He's taken down just shy of the 10.
Well, he's doing it all on this drive. He's throwing the ball well, and now he's able to use his legs to pick up good yardage and get a fresh set of downs.
They can still get a first down at the 1. 1st and 10, they go from the 11. That is caught back corner of the end zone. Andre Yosiba. Touchdown, Bengals. The teamwork was just ideal there. Greg, we don't see practice all week, but we see it pay off in the game.
And when you have a wide receiver, Mike, that can operate near the sideline, it just increases the amount of space that quarterback has to work with. He knows that he can put that ball maybe a little bit further away from the defender, knowing he's got the guy on the other end to not only secure the catch, but to keep his feet in bounds for a touchdown.
McPherson now for the PAT. The kick, is good. They'll break the huddle. It's 2nd and 5. To throw is Darnold. He connects with Jordan Addison. And he'll be taken down. The gain is 6, and it's a new set of downs. He picked up the first down. Here's Darnold. That's over the middle and intercepted. Picked off by DJ Turner. And the Bengals will have great field position right around midfield.
You know, Mike, anytime a team can go nickel or dime and come off the field with an interception, I just am constantly reminded of the importance of defensive back depth when you're building an NFL roster. I mean, think back. This is not the old NFL base 3-4, base 4-3. Offenses are going to roll out 2, 3, 4 high-level wide receivers at you in this pass-first modern era. If you can't roll out 5 DBs and all of them hold their own and be trusted to hold up, you are going to struggle defending these pass-first modern offenses.
Whoa. And they finally bring him down inside the 5, but he's not going to like what he sees when he turns around. There's a penalty flag down.
Here we go.
Burrow from out of the gun here on 3rd down. He manages to get the throw away and completes it. And he is taken down. A big gain on that one. Great way for them to end this opening quarter.
Gun.
1st and 10.
God.
Play action now. It's Burrow. Looking middle there, but it's incomplete.
On 1, ready?
Try again. It's 2nd and 10.
Here we go.
Slot receiver, headed right. Off the play fake. Here's Burrow. And he won't quite make it to the pylon, but he's out of bounds right around the 1-yard line. He has really thrown the ball well here in this first half. Look at the numbers. Over 200 yards passing now for the game. From the 1-yard line, 1st down and goal. Burrow. That is hot. What a job on the scramble. Jamar Chase. Touchdown, Cincinnati.
And once they let the quarterback out of the pocket, it just became too many options at their disposal. You got to keep him in the pocket and limit the run option. Once he's out there on the perimeter, Mike, his ability to either throw it or take it in himself, it just puts so much pressure on these coverage defenders and results in an easy touchdown.
On is McPherson for the extra point. Play clock down to 0. That's going to be a delay.
Delay of game, offense.
So they'll try it again from 5 yards further back. They will not get this one off. It'll be a delay of game.
Delay of game, offense.
So now from the 25, things get a little dicier. A 42-yard extra point attempt. Oh, he misses the extra point. So maybe that extra distance did factor in. They're unable to add the point after. After the TD, on is McPherson to kick this one away. Chandler now to return it. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. Out comes the Minnesota offensive unit as they get set to take over. The deficit is double digits, so work to do as they begin this drive with 1st and 10. Three tight ends in the game to start the drive. The drive begins with a carry by Jones. Well, he shows you the elusiveness getting out of one tackle, but not the other. Fortunate, really, to get back to the line of scrimmage on that play.
Defensive coaches preach every day, Mike, swarm to the ball. Get as many hats to the ball carrier as possible. And this is a great reason why. The ball carrier is able to make the first guy miss, but it was the pursuit from the rest of the defense that's able to get him down and keep him to no gain.
Throwing on 2nd down. Darnold in trouble, and down he goes.
Outside of a turnover, this was probably the worst-case scenario. Immediate pressure in his face with nowhere to go with the ball downfield. Just get the ball out of your hand. Live to play another down. Instead, he retreats backwards and leads to a massive loss.
Work to do following the sack. It is 3rd and long. Darnold. That is Trey Hendrickson, the veteran, in there to record the sack.
So you decide to put the ball in the air deep in your own end zone. That's fine. But the internal clock of the quarterback, it's got to speed up even a little bit more. You cannot hold the ball in this part of the field, and tell you what, he takes the sack, but he's lucky it wasn't a safety.
It'll be a punt coming from the Vikings, as he'll be standing just inside the back line of the end zone. This returnable from inside his own 40. And it's a good return here, able to take it across the 50 and set up the offense with a short field. Jamar Chase headed back out there along with the rest of his Bengal teammates. We'll have a short field in front of them as they try to extend this lead out further.
Let's get set.
They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10.
Delay of game, offense.
Here we go.
On play action, he'll set up to throw. This one deep downfield for Chase. And he's out of bounds, but they are in the red zone, out inside the 20. Another catch from there. Numbers starting to stack up in this one. Closing in on 100 yards, and we're still in the first half. Kevin O'Connell made the decision, and he will throw the red challenge
Previous
flag.
play is under review.
At issue, was he able to stay in bounds? The NFL rules, you're looking for either 2 feet or a body part that is not a hand to be down with possession of the ball. No bobbling, the ball not moving around. He has control, so that's what the referee is looking at here. So the challenge is unsuccessful, and he's going to have to be careful here because he has just one challenge for the remainder of the game. And he's in. Jamar Chase. Touchdown, Bengals. That's his second touchdown so far here in the first half. And that is number 2. Greg, he is off to some kind of start in this one. 2 quarters and 2 receiving touchdowns.
Mike, this is one of those situations where as a defensive coordinator, you've got to give your group an answer, because right now, they don't have one for this guy.
McPherson now for the PAT. He's got it. And the Bengals add on. After the TD, on is McPherson to kick this one away. Chandler now to return it. Nice job on the return. He's down close to the 35-yard line. The Vikings offense getting their final instructions before heading back onto the field. They'll try to get this a bit more respectable before the break. It has not been their half to this point. Let's see what they do on this drive. First down now. Darnold now to throw to the middle of the field. Taken in by Addison. They'll mark him down up at the 44-yard line.
It's been a rough first half, but now as we approach halftime, Mike, you got to start getting some wins, and it could be something small like we just saw here. Some positive plays, build a little confidence on that sideline, so as you go into halftime, you have something to build on.
Darnold to throw on first down. A short one taken by Hawkinson. They'll get about 4 here as he is taken down.
As a route runner, once you identify zone coverage like they were playing here, the key is find open space and stay in it. He did a nice job here because that was not a big hole. Quarterback had to put a little extra on that one, and they were able to make the completion.
Here's a 2nd and 6. Off the bootleg. Here's Darnold. That's caught once again by Hawkinson. And he'll be taken down. The gain is 6, and it's a new set of downs. He picked up the first down.
Really nice job here by the quarterback. Not only getting outside the pocket, buying more time for his receivers, but then finding a man open who's able to pick up enough to move the chains.
Set to go now on 1st and 10. They run straight ahead with Jones. He'll struggle to get back to the line. And they'll work this close to a first down, maybe just a tad short. They'll look to pick this up 3rd and a yard. They'll put Addison in motion. They'll try and run for the first down with Jones. Oh, the defense meets him in the backfield. They stopped him dead in his tracks and set up fourth down.
The idea here for this offense is you're not really thinking necessarily touchdown. You're thinking first down. Let's get a fresh set of downs here and reset. But in this case, they suffer a loss, and it brings up fourth down.
Here's Ryan Wright now, as they'll say no to the long field goal and hope to pin them deep. And this is going to work out for him. Out of bounds, and they'll mark it inside the 10. Out comes Joe Burrow and the Bengals offense to take over once more. He's had things all his way in the first half. Those numbers are sensational. He looks to add to them with another drive here. Play clock down to 0. That is not the way to start a drive. That'll march them back half the distance, and they'll go from there.
Here we go.
Burrow to throw. He keeps it himself. Looked like a lateral there, but now it's a free football. The Vikings have got it. And he is going to bring this one back. It is a fumble recovery for a defensive touchdown. And Greg, you talked about it all week. Not just stop them with the defense, but make impact plays, and that is as big a play as you can ask for.
Yeah, and across the league, Mike, this continues to be a huge point of emphasis. Every defensive coach starts practice with takeaway circuits. How can we find ways to take the ball away? In this case, they force the fumble, scoop, score, 6 points.
Reichard good with the extra point. And the Vikings are able to edge a bit closer. Reichard out now, following the touchdown, as he kicks this one away. He fields it at the 8. He'll get across the 20, mark him at the 22-yard line. The Bengals offense headed back to take over once more. They built a nice lead for themselves here. They'll try to add to that, beginning with first down.
Gun.
They bring Chase in motion. On first and 10, Burrow. Quickly, this one out to Chase. Yeah! And they'll mark him down just shy of the 40. But production has been sensational early on. The last catch putting him over 100 receiving yards, and we still have another half to play. So, 2 minutes to play in a back-and-forth first half. We'll come back to Cincinnati in a moment. So, from the 39, they come up on first and 10. He's going to let it go deep for Chase. And this will be incomplete.
There's only a handful of guys in the league who legitimately have world-class speed, and he's one of them. I mean, he's the type of weapon that you 3 or 4 times a game have to just say, okay, my guy, he's faster than your guy. We're going to send him deep and let it fly. And even though that one falls incomplete, you have to continue to sprinkle that threat in because it makes everything else in your passing game that much easier.
After back-to-back incompletions,
Here we go.
they now face 3rd down and 10. He'll try and get there on the ground. That's a second charge timeout for Minnesota, as they'll discuss what's to come as 4th down is looming. A fair catch taken here, and it's going to come right at the 15-yard line. The Vikings offense ready to get back at it. They'll do so with 1st and 10. That's to the left side and taken in by Jefferson. And they're going to have this all the way down inside the 30-yard line.
They really showed off their connection on that pitch and catch, Mike, and just really good ball placement and really good separation downfield. And when those two things align, it's just really challenging for a defender to stay with them and take that play away.
Darnold now on 1st and 10. And he's going to go down yet again. He has been under fire all game long. The Vikings go ahead and use their final timeout.
This has been a clinic tape as far as how do you rush the quarterback. From all 3 levels, their ability to get the quarterback on the ground is pretty remarkable, and it's still early here in the game, and if this offense doesn't get going here and protect the quarterback, we could be looking at a record-setting performance.
That's caught downfield by Jefferson. And he will get into the end zone. Justin Jefferson. Touchdown, Vikings. A terrific play all the way around. Finished off by the receiver, who not only made the grab, but Greg turned it up and takes it into the end zone.
And that's the tricky part, Mike, that transition from receiver to runner. And in this case, he does it flawlessly. Look the ball in, secure the catch, and then get upfield and get yourself in the end zone.
Reichert now to add the extra point. He's got it. And the Vikings are back within 6. Still a little time. Final minute of this first half. We'll see if they can do anything with this kickoff that is coming their way. Oh, he's got room past the 30. And their drive will begin at the 30-yard line. The Bengals offense and Jamar Chase getting set for their next possession. They work with a 6-point advantage as they start this drive on 1st and 10. Now timeout Cincinnati. That's their second. Clock stops with a little under a minute to go in this second quarter. And the back judge throws the flag. He looks at the ball, looks at the clock. Clock says 0. That's a delay of game.
Still 1st down.
Let's get set. Shot.
Working out of the gun, Burrow. Escaping the danger, throwing and completing. A gain of 24 through the air. And the Bengals going to have a 1st down.
This is such a critical moment in the game, that middle 4 minutes, the final 2 minutes of the first half, and then the possession to come out of the halftime break. So maximizing this possession here before halftime is critical. See if you can get a drive starter. See if you can get an easy completion to kickstart a 2-minute mode. And
that is caught. What a throw. Andre Yosibov. Touchdown, Cincinnati. His second catch of the game. And both have gone for touchdowns. So the numbers starting to pile up here early. We haven't reached halftime, and he's already thrown 4 touchdown passes. On is McPherson for the extra point. He's got it. And the Bengals, they didn't leave much time on the clock to put together a drive here at the end of the... And the kickoff's coming their way. Chandler now to return it. Nice job.
I'm back.
Return team as he takes it across the 30-yard line. The visitors' offense going to get it one final time in this first half. They'll see if they can put something together here, beginning with 1st and 10.
And Summer.
Now Darnold. And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be 2nd down.
Here in the first half, we've seen nothing but connections from these two guys. I mean, they've come out completely on fire. So the defense finally gets a stop, and really the first time we've seen these guys be a little bit off.
They'll be forced to just throw. It's incomplete.
So defensively, there's always the initial pass coverage plan, and then when that breaks down and the quarterback goes into scramble mode, how fast can you then move on to the second phase and what they call plaster, meaning find the nearest receiver and almost play him man-to-man. And
that's your twitch.
What they did here, and there was nowhere for the ball to go, and he's forced to just throw it away.
Throwing on 3rd down is Darnold. And this offensive line just has no answers right now. It's another sack. So, halftime here in Cincinnati, and the Bengals.
5, count them 5 first half touchdown passes. That is getting near record territory with a whole nother half still to play. We saw a couple of high-octane offenses getting it done in the first half. Both teams had no problems moving the football. And you'd have to think, the team whose defense shows
His TikTok is link bio.
is going to be the one who walks out of here with a victory.
Coach, thank you. Not a rest at the break for the defensive coordinators. Trying to figure out how to stop these offenses as we get ready for the second half. 3rd quarter set to commence. And we're back underway here on EA Sports. A return now from the 4. Bengals offense. And Joe Burrow set to take over again. And he has given the folks who put together our highlights a lot to choose from. Came out hot, has not let up. Touchdown pass after touchdown pass. The defense left grasping at straws, trying to figure out how to slow him down. He has had some kind of game. Operating from their own 23, they'll begin.
Here we go.
First and 10. Here's a ball thrown deep right sideline, and he is out of bounds, but not until he's inside the 40-yard line.
Well, he had such a great first half throwing the football. There's no reason to think, Mike, coming out here for the start of the third, that anything's going to change. He's picked up right where he left off, and the numbers are indicative of just how well he's played.
Now the Bengals are going to call the first of their timeouts.
All highlights of the game is there.
Here we go.
From the 39, here's a first and 10.
Here we go.
From the shotgun, it's Burrow. He'll tuck it and take off. Give him 11 on the scramble and give them a new set of downs.
A quarterback who can extend the play with his legs, Mike, is just such a key element to today's modern offenses. You can see there was nowhere for him to go with the ball, but he decides to turn into a runner, picks up a great gain, and ultimately a first down.
Gun.
A fresh set of downs to work with. It is first down and 10. Inside the 10, it is caught. And he's very close to a touchdown. They mark him just shy of the goal line.
Well, they certainly aren't wasting any time marching down the field. I mean, you only need one hand to count how many plays they've run, and yet they find themselves first and goal inside the low red zone.
But just like that, they have first and goal. That is caught by the tight end, Mike Gesicki. Come out and try to add two. And he'll get into the end zone.
I mean, good yardage, and in a lot of situations, it'll get you the first down, just not here.
They'll come up to 3rd and 3. From the shotgun, here's Darnold. That's caught left side by Hawkinson.
Nice job by the defense there, stopping them short on 3rd down. Brings up 4th, but Mike, honestly, I don't think there's much decision to be made. He's got to keep his offense out there. They need to come away with points. Find themselves down multiple scores in this one. They're going to have to maximize these possessions.
It'll be a punt coming up for the Vikings. Fair catch is called for and made just inside the 35-yard line. Heading out now, the Cincinnati offense. They're going to get set to take over once more. Hey, Greg, this has been something to watch. Let's go through some of these highlights. Touchdown after touchdown after touchdown.
And this is one of those games where dreams are a reality, Mike, and you just can't ever predict when you're going to have a game like today, where just every play call, every ball that you throw, every option that you have downfield is wide open and productive. It's pretty incredible, the ability for them to continue to have their way with this defense, because barring some sort of change from this secondary where they come up with some answers, I don't even think they're done scoring just yet.
The veteran Harrison Smith around the ball like he's been most of his career. Play clock has expired. They're not going to get this one off on time.
Delay of game, offense.
Here we go.
Gesicki, the man in motion. T. Higgins, the intended receiver on that one. And it's going to be third down.
Well, that's 2 straight plays now where this secondary has won their matchup. And right now the offense needs to find some plays that just call for easy completions. Get your wide receivers in space. Allow them to run after the catch. Because right now these downfield passes, the defense is all over.
On 2, ready?
Third and long.
Back.
Burrow from out of the gun here on third down. He's going to look for the home run ball. And they will bring this into the red zone. Big connection inside the 20.
Here we go, here we go.
So they come to the line for first down and 10. He runs with it.
On point, ready?
They'll come to the line now on second and 2. They bring Chase in motion.
Here we go.
Burrow here on second down. There he goes again. And the Bengals are going to have a first and goal coming up. They try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
This is a part of the field where you have to account for the quarterback as a runner. Nothing's open downfield. Great job by your secondary, but then he makes a break for the goal line, and they're able to stop him just short, but not until after he sets his guys up first and goal.
This one is hauled in on the feet in bounds. Yes! Sample! Touchdown. All scoring plays are reviewed. So replay is going to take a look at this one and make sure it is good for 6. And we'll get a moment here as they look this one over. Remember, the call on the field is what they'll stick with unless they have clear, incontrovertible visual evidence to the contrary. In other words, it's got to be the truth.
After review of the play, the ruling on the field stands.
So, ruled a touchdown originally. They didn't find any reason to overturn it, and it stays on the board. Now whistles. Play clock at 0, and that'll cost them
Delay of game,
5.
offense.
McPherson now for the PAT. Backed up because of the penalty.
McPherson, the kickoff for Cincinnati.
After the TD, on is McPherson to kick this one away. Powell now to bring it back. And he will only be able to muster the 20-yard line on that return. The visitors' offense about ready to take over once more. They are in need of points in a big way as they set out on 1st and 10. Play fake to Jones, now Darnold. And he's going to go down yet again. He has been under fire all game long.
This has been a masterful game plan defensively. I mean, not only have they found their mismatches and been able to exploit them, it's led to 7 sacks so far. I mean, even when the offense seems to make an adjustment, Mike, the defense just still seems to be one step ahead of them.
Here comes the screen to Jones. And that's a good gain there. It's going to wind up just a couple of yards shy of that first down. Now a 3rd and 2. Off the play fake, it's Darnold. He's got a receiver, it's Addison. And it looks like he's going to have a first down. Nothing fancy there, short completion, but it yields a fresh set of downs.
This is a great example of where just having situational awareness is so critical in the huddle. When every one of those receivers, Mike, breaks the huddle and go line up, they've got to know where that first down marker is. If your route calls, get by it, secure the catch, and bring up a fresh set of downs.
That one a bit high, but it's complete. And they will bring him down on the other side of midfield.
And up until this point, we haven't seen a lot go their way, but here in the 3rd quarter, they're starting to find some plays. They're starting to get some opportunities. Just got to ask yourself if it's too little, too late.
To throw again is Darnold. To the left side here, caught by Addison. And they'll take this down inside the 35.
Really nice throw there. The ability to throw the ball out on the perimeter. Yes, arm strength and all of that, but it's also timing. The timing of the route. When is that wide receiver coming out of his break to deliver that ball accurately as his head comes around? If the ball's thrown too early.
Here's 2nd and 6. To throw is Darnold. Hit as he threw it. The pass is incomplete.
This has really been the story of this entire game, Mike. I mean, this pass rush has had the advantage over the offense pretty much from the jump. And they've already recorded a couple of sacks, a handful of close calls, and it's the pressure in the backfield is why this team finds themselves with the lead here late in this ballgame.
They need to get this to the 23. Here's third down. On the handoff, Jones. The offense not coming off the field, and here's fourth down. Operating from the gun, it's Darnold. And he's going to pick up the Vikings' first down. They needed 3, they got 6. Enough for the fourth down conversion. Now a handoff. Jones. Not much happening there. Just a short gain. Here's a 2nd and 9. Darnold to throw. And they'll hold him to a gain of just a couple and sets up third down.
So they have these rules for the receivers, Mike. They call them green grass rules. And the idea is if you're running across the field and you're looking at the quarterback, you're going to stay on the run. If you're not looking at the quarterback, that tells him, I'm going to sit in this soft zone. I'm going to what they call punch and pivot and stop. And that tells the quarterback to put the ball on your chest. That nonverbal communication between the receiver and the quarterback, recognizing when you're open, stay open, that's the stuff that makes a lot of these offenses so difficult to defend.
The offense staying out there for this fourth down. Throwing, Darnold. Throw to the sideline, well done. Good job with the feet. Stays in bounds. It looks like, and yes they do, have the first down. Well, it's not going to be enough, but at least they find the end zone at the end of a hard week's work. At least a little payoff with a touchdown, Greg.
Mike, you can just chalk this one up in the column of too little, too late. Give credit to this offense for not going down without a fight, but they're not going to have enough time to find themselves back in this one.
Will Reichard now on for the extra point. He knocks it through, and the Vikings are able to cut into the deficit. With down 3 scores, and it's late, they're going to need a few bounces to go their way. They'll start right here, trying to get an onside kick. Half midfield.
You have no choice. You find yourself down big here late in the fourth quarter, Mike. You got nothing to lose. Give it a shot. Nice job here by the hands team recovering. They're going to take over possession.
The home team's offense and their quarterback set to take the field once more. And he has been masterful so far leading this offense, keeping the mistakes to a minimum, on point with his passes, generally one step ahead of the defense all game long.
Here we go.
1st and 10. Gesicki, the man in motion. Play clock down to 0.
Delay
That's
game.
going to be
Offense.
a delay.
Here we go, here we go.
On the ground, it's Brown. Here's a 2nd and 12.
Let's get set. Shot.
To throw is Burrow. Now he'll air one out. That's caught! And he's going to be brought down inside the 15.
Well, I think one thing's for sure, Mike. I don't think we're seeing an offense that is comfortable with this late lead. They're continuing to put pressure on the defense and say, hey, I don't care how much we're up by. We're going to continue to execute our passing game, and if there's opportunities downfield, we're going to continue to take them.
At the 1, 1st and 10, they go from the 11. And they're going to track him down. He couldn't find a receiver, and down he goes.
Well, that's certainly one way to bounce back here defensively after giving up a huge explosive play on the previous snap. To bounce back and come away with a sack. Now you find yourself in 2nd and long. You can catch your breath, and the opportunity to get off the field has just gone up.
Here we go, here we go.
After the loss of 3, it is 2nd and 13. They will not get this one off. It'll be a delay of game.
Still 2nd down.
Here we go. Shot.
2nd down, Burrow. Now he'll run.
Gun. Shot. Shot.
On 3rd down, they'll set up to throw. Taking off, he'll try to get there. And he's going to be taken down, and that will take us to the 2-minute warning.
Here we go.
From the 1-yard line, 1st down and goal. They'll try to run this one in.
This defense is able to get the hold here on 1st down, Mike, but they might have to do it 3 more times. I think if I'm this offense, I'm saying this is 4-down territory. I've got 3 more shots to gain 1 yard. Here you go.
On 1, ready?
Another shot from the 1 on 2nd and goal.
Here we go, here we go.
Gesicki, the man in motion. Now a second down throw for Burrow. And he will not get back to the line of scrimmage. That's going to go down as a sack and a loss of a couple.
At one point, it felt like a touchdown was almost inevitable, but now after 2 back-to-back wins by this defense, all of a sudden it seems like the defense is in control, and this drive's in danger of stalling out.
Big play coming up. 3rd and goal.
Let's get set.
Play action now. It's Burrow. And he will take this one across into the end zone. On is McPherson for the extra point. It's up and through. An enviable spot to operate from. Here's 2nd and inches. He'll swing this one out wide to his running back. And the Vikings are going to have a 1st and goal coming up. He's out of bounds right around the 5-yard line. 15 yards the pickup. Good for a 1st down.
You know, it's really been a one-sided game, but how often do we see in the 4th quarter the team that finds themselves down by a lot, they start to come alive? I think it's a combination of trying to end the game on a positive note, but also sometimes that defense getting a little lackadaisical.
This one caught at the 4.
These are the worst. I had a couple years, Mike, where I swear I got tackled inside the 1-yard line 10 times, and then you look back and you're like, man, how many touchdowns did I leave on the board because I couldn't get 1 more yard? Now, for him individually, not ideal, but right now they're on the doorstep of the end zone, and they got to find a way to put that ball across the goal line.
Here we go. One final play. And it's going to be some points here at the finish line. This is a touchdown. They've fought till the end, but still will come up short. The final act now of this football game, the extra point. His kick is good. And the Vikings are able to edge a bit closer. So this one in the win column for the Bengals. This was a game where both offenses were up and down the field, marching the ball at will, matching each other point for point. In the end, a few more defensive stops than their opponents did. And that is the difference in this one. So that'll do it for us. For Greg Olson and our terrific team behind the scenes, I'm Mike Tirico. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. Follow us on X at EA Madden NFL. It's a win for the Bengals as we say so long from Cincinnati.
Brian, next when you gonna send me friends request?
It's the NFL on EA Sports. And if it's in the game, it's in the game. It's the Minnesota Vikings and the Houston Texans. And it comes your way next on Madden Football.
It's the National Football League presented by EA Sports. Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. And before kickoff, Charles, quickly your keys to the game.
Well, partner, I can give you the standard ones, turnovers, special teams play. But here's one that doesn't get talked about much anymore, and that's time of possession. Whoever controls the football, gives their defense a break, and takes care of business, that's the team that's going to win this ball game.
And we are underway from NRG Stadium in Houston. And they're going to mark that where it went out of bounds. So really good starting field position up past the 40-yard line. Wishing he had a mulligan. That's not how you want to start the game.
Not at all, because not only do you give up the penalty and good field position, but it just kills the momentum of your team as you start a game.
Here we go.
Diggs in motion right. Play action. Stroud now. He's got it complete to Diggs, right side. And the play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. Call it officially a loss of 2 on the first play from scrimmage. Second down.
Well, it looked like the defense, they were ready for that one.
Really left him almost no room to work after catching the ball. He could throw every move in the book at him. They were there, and they tackle him for a loss.
Second and 12, operating from the 39.
Here we go, let's go.
Here's Stroud. That one complete. It's Tank Dell. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. 25 yards there on the catch and run.
But it appears that they read man defense and went to the out route, and what you have to do on that one is the receiver's got to make sure he works the defender towards the middle of the field to give himself space to cut to the outside and have that ball delivered with good timing, and they got it done.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
Here we go.
Stroud to throw it. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
At the Vikings 40-yard line.
Second and 14 as they've got work to do here after the sack.
Here we go.
As Stroud now to throw. Man open, that's complete to Dalton Schultz. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings 16. That one goes for 24 yards.
Another nice play there. They've gotten down into the red zone in no time at all. That's what this offense can do when they get on a roll. And now they're set up with a 1st and 10.
So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. Throwing now is Stroud. This is caught. And he'll take this one in for a Texans touchdown. Joe Mixon, a 16-yard touchdown. And the Texans get the upper hand as they're on the board first here this afternoon. Well, forget about the weapons out wide. He knows he's got another weapon in the backfield of the passing game, Charles, and he utilized him perfectly on that play.
And the offense coordinator showed me something on that play, Brandon, because
You got my username.
our cameras find them looking down at their play sheets, and you wonder if they're absorbing anything. He had something specific in mind, and he went to it, and it worked well.
Is the same eggplant.
Kaimi Fairbairn on for the extra point.
Count.
And the Texans take a 7-0 lead. 5 plays there on that drive. And the result, a Houston touchdown. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. And he'll be stopped up at the 25. So here's the Viking offense making their way out. As we take a peek at Sam Darnold, the former USC Trojan and 3rd pick in the 2018 draft.
Every time he leads his team out, there's no questioning. He's put the work in to earn his place in the NFL. There's no shortage of stories we've heard throughout his career about the effort he puts in to be in this spot. And that motivates everybody on his team.
Now problems right out of the gate. We're going to get a delay.
Delay of game, offense.
And they just did not get the snap away in time.
Still first down.
Now they need 15 yards on this series after the delay of game. 1st and 15. And now again, the play clock's going to run out on them.
Delay of game, offense.
Well, just a little too lackadaisical, Charles, and they didn't get up and snap the ball in time. Delay of game.
First down.
Yeah, and I'm not sure if he understood where the clock was located. In different stadiums, it's in different places. You have to check that in pregame and make sure you're aware so you don't run into penalties like these.
Out of the shotgun, here's Darnold. And he's taken down. Back at his own 7. That was Will Anderson getting home and finishing the play.
It may be cliche, but it is something that holds up over time, doesn't it? If you're the visitors, you don't want to let the crowd in the game early.
Yeah, and that's exactly what they did there. But you said also this defense, they're going to give them a lot of looks like we just saw there, aren't they?
They certainly are. They're a proud unit, and they're going to ride the momentum of this crowd with them, and that's why they got after them early.
W.